Alright, this is part 2 of my reviewer tier list. This time we're going to be going back into older reviewers back from like 2005 to 2008 or so. I'm actually going to be splitting this up. I'm going to be doing like regular YouTubers from back in the day, and then I'm going to be talking about people from the website thatguywiththeglasses.com that I used to watch back then. I'm not going to be talking about everyone from that site, just most of the people that I watched back then. Alright, well, time to start this thing. I mean, tier list videos aren't dead yet. Alright, Armic21, now, he was actually the first reviewer that I've ever really watched. Like, even before I watched AVGN, I was just obsessed with this guy's videos. I feel like he kind of did the whole video essay, like long-form review, before that was even really a thing. Like his context-sensitive videos, where he would just kind of talk about the game. And he didn't really use a lot of profanity. Sometimes he'd swear, but he didn't like try to do all the similar things that AVGN and people like him were doing. And he was just giving his honest opinion about a game. Occasionally he'll do like these little goofy skits and like I wouldn't even really call them skits, but he would just like, you know, I guess make a narrative with a character in his review, and it didn't really have much bearing on the review. It was just kind of a little side gag. But yeah, I definitely like Marcus's stuff. He still uploads from time to time. In fact, he's been uploading a lot recently due to some issues he's been having in his life. I guess he's just kind of using that to deal. But I'm gonna give him an A. Yeah, definitely an A. Now, Urinating Tree, this guy also was kind of thinking outside the box when it came to doing reviews. Yeah, he did the same kind of swearing and scatological humor nonsense, but he realized how foolish it was, and I think that he had some self-awareness that a lot of reviewers back then didn't have. And it's unfortunate that he doesn't really get into gaming reviews anymore. I know it's kind of passé, but I would like to see him make a comeback again, or at least try to put his spin on game reviews again. I'll give him a B. I'll give him yeah, B plus sounds good. I guess I'll do a little two-way rating with Play It Bogart and Wizwar, because I feel like they kind of fit in the same group. They were two guys who, while they did some decent stuff, they didn't really do anything that kind of, I don't know, brought them out of, I guess, just the typical reviewer stigma. They just kind of stayed in their own, like, I guess mediocrity would be the nicest word to use. But they've improved over time to the point where, I don't know, they're not amazing, but they definitely moved away from just being in that pool of mediocrity that they've been spawned out of. This sounds awful. Okay, they were bad at first, but then they got better. That's what I'm trying to say. So I'll give them both C's. That sounds somewhat reasonable. Now, I don't really think this guy should be on the list because he's not a reviewer, but I think Ron Standard at least deserves some more analysis. He did these parody reviews, but instead of just doing the typical, oh, make fun of irate game or that guy with the glasses style reviewing, he took this more absurdist kind of, dare I say, borderline Eric Andre, kind of early JonTron style of reviewing. Like, he was clearly just mocking just really pretentious and kind of arrogant reviewers, especially like people on IGN and Polygon. And although his humor wasn't that great, and I think if he like fine-tuned it just a bit and kept at it, he would have really been a household name by now. So I'm definitely going to give him a B, like a B plus. And even though I've never really talked about him before, I guess I should put him on the list. AVGN, he made some decent stuff back in the day. He's kind of responsible for the reviewing style of that time, the angry reviewer style. So that's kind of an unfortunate aspect of his career that you can't really avoid. And then there's the whole Cheetah Man 2 or Cheetah Man 3 scandal, which I think it was his fault, but not really. The guy himself that they're giving money to ripped them off, but they probably should have vetted the dude more. And of course the whole Angry Video Game Nerd movie, that wasn't very good. But all in all, it's kind of expected for someone who's been around for so long to make a lot of mistakes, but compared to most other e-celebrities, James has kind of kept himself a lot cleaner. He's more smart when it comes to engaging people. He doesn't really have much of a Twitter presence. He doesn't like go on these long rants about politics. He cares a lot about his craft. He cares a lot about movies, cares a lot about games, and it definitely shows in a lot of his projects, even though they're not the best. So I'd say I'd give him like, I don't know, an A-. I'm sure someone's gonna call me a fanboy. Oh, you gave him an A. I mean, I'm not really a fanboy now. If I was a fanboy, I would have given him like an S, but whatever. A-, B+ maybe. Who cares? Yeah, as ashamed as I am to admit it, I did watch a lot of Darkness the Curse's videos back in the day. It was basically just some edgy goth kid screaming into a mic until the audio peaked. It was not good. I'm giving it an F. Alright, and this ends the YouTuber portion of the tier list. Now I'm going to move on to that guy with the glasses. And up first we have that guy with the glasses himself, the Nostalgia Critic. Now, I used to like a lot of his older videos, as much as I hate to admit it. He had a lot of energy. It didn't seem like he was just phoning it in like he is in his current reviews. And of course all the movies that he's made, not that good, not even like in a so bad it's good kind of way. They're just kind of boring. I'll just give him a C-. Oh my gosh, Spoony won. Yeah, I used to be a fan of his. That's like what everyone says now. He made some really funny, entertaining stuff. It wasn't great, but he had a lot of drive. He had a lot of heart, and he was just really quick on the draw with a lot of his jokes. Like, he was inspired by the MS3K guys. It definitely shows in that one Phantasmagoria review we did a long time ago. It sounded very similar to the kind of, humor that they do. But now, he's not very good, so I'll give good Spoony a B, but I'm going to give current Spoony a D. D-. LinkR is another guy that I also used to like a lot for some reason. I feel like that's going to be just basically 90% of that guy with the glasses tier list. I don't know. Looking back, I don't understand why. Like, he just kind of does the whole, oh, I'm just going to talk about the entire plot of the comic book and occasionally point out like minor things that are bad with it. It's just that kind of reviewing style. It's not that good. I don't know. That, and he also did a lot of skits, a lot of unnecessary skits in his videos like everyone else did. And of course, To Boldly Flee, or whatever that movie was. I actually haven't seen it, so I don't really know. So I can't really like hold that against him. I don't know. I guess I'll give him a D. Now, the Cinema stuff, this guy makes some great stuff. He doesn't take himself too seriously, contrary to his whole snob persona. He just makes quality reviews. He's really funny, but he also balances it out with like actually analyzing why this movie doesn't work. And yeah, I'm definitely giving him an A. An A-. I remember watching fayliss back when he still did horror movie reviews. They were pretty good. It's just that later on he kind of like started just adding more and more skits, and a lot of them were just really long and unnecessary. but now he's kind of ditched that, thankfully. He's kind of grown out of that, and he still makes good content. He has a really sardonic kind of deadpan way of doing his videos, but it works because it's kind of snarky, but not like just egotistical or arrogant. So I will give him a B. Now Sage, I used to like his videos, but after a while, I don't know, I feel like he doesn't really understand a lot of the concepts he's talking about. I don't want to throw the term pseudo-intellectual around too much, but I feel like that kind of describes him. Like, his Graveyard of Fireflies review, he doesn't really understand a lot of the nuance in some of the scenes. And in the Akira review he did way back, it felt like I don't know if he was just misinterpreting things on purpose or not, I don't know. But I feel like he thinks that he knows more than he actually does. So I guess I'll give him a D+. I'll just be generous. Oh, filmbrain. For some reason I watched this guy's videos a lot. I don't even know why. They weren't even that good, but I felt like there was some potential there that he just wasn't quite reaching. Like, he wanted to be... I feel like he wanted to be positive, but he kind of just, like, pigeonholed himself into just stereotypical, snarky, cynical, negative reviewer. Like, he couldn't really decide what he wanted to be, and that and his voice and just his cadence was really annoying. I know, coming from me, that's saying a lot, but I guess I'll give him an F. I don't care. Now Mike S. He was like what filmbrain could have been. Like, he was, I know he did the whole typical British, oh, I'm so above all this kind of, you know, reviewing, kind of arrogant, and kind of just dismissive, but I felt like he was kind of playing up the stereotype purposefully. Like, he was just trying to, you know, work off of that stereotype rather than just kind of embracing it. And yeah, he just does some really good stuff. It's a shame he doesn't really do a lot anymore, but you know, hopefully I'll see more of his stuff in the future. I'm giving him an A. And that's basically my tier list. It's a bit lopsided because I couldn't really remember a lot of older reviewers that I watched back in the day, and so I just kind of went with what I could remember. But anyways, thank you for watching, and I will see you guys later.